You come home after a long, exhausting day. Maybe you have been on your feet running errands, dealing with the endless list of things that need to be done. Or maybe you have been sitting in that office chair, stuck in traffic or traveling for hours. You finally get to your bedroom. You sit down on the edge of the bed, letting out a heavy sigh. You reach down to peel off your socks. And there it is. You see a deep, angry red ring indented into your skin. It looks like a rubber band has been squeezing your ankle for hours. The skin looks puffy, almost shiny, like a balloon that has been inflated just a little too much. Most people look at that indentation and shrug. They rub the area for a second, maybe scratch the intense itch that often comes with it, and think, I need to buy looser socks. Or they blame the laundry dryer for shrinking their clothes again. That is a dangerous, potentially fatal assumption. That line is not just a wardrobe malfunction. It is not about the fabric, the elastic, or the brand of socks you buy. That line is your body screaming at you. It is a direct, urgent message from your circulatory system that something is not moving the way it should. It is a fluid dynamics problem, and your body is the vessel that is struggling to contain it. If that indentation stays there for more than a few seconds, if it doesn't bounce back immediately like healthy, elastic skin should, it is not the sock's fault. It is the pump's fault. Your heart is a pump, and that line on your ankle is a pressure gauge. Ignoring it is exactly like putting a piece of black tape over the check engine light in your car because the flashing red light is annoying you. It feels fine for a while. The car keeps driving, the engine keeps humming, until suddenly smoke billows from the hood and leaves you stranded on the side of the highway in the middle of nowhere. We are going to do a specific, simple test right now to see if your heart is struggling to fight gravity. You need to know if this is just a tight elastic band or if your body is retaining fluid in a way that puts your long-term health at risk. Do not click away because we are going to fix this together, and I am going to show you exactly how to read your body's dashboard. But first, there's a secret culprit, a white crystal in your kitchen that is not salt, that is locking that fluid in your legs, and until you remove it, no amount of medicine will fix the problem. I will reveal that hidden enemy in just a moment. Let's get clinical for a second, but without the white coat and the confusing medical jargon. We need to test the hydraulic pressure in your legs. I want you to sit down in a comfortable chair right now. You need to be stable for this. Do not try the standing up on one leg and risk a fall. Cross one leg over the other so your ankle is resting comfortably on your opposite knee. I want you to look at your inner ankle. Find that big knob of bone that sticks out on the inside of your leg. Now slide your finger about 2 inches up the shin from that bone. You should be on the flat, hard surface of the shin bone, not the soft muscle of the calf. We need a hard surface behind the skin for this to work because we need resistance to measure the fluid. Take your thumb and press it firmly into that spot on the shin. I mean, really press it. Don't hurt yourself, but use real, significant pressure. Press hard enough that the skin turns white under your thumb. We are trying to displace fluid here. Hold it there for exactly 10 seconds. Count it out loud. 1, 2, 3. Keep pressing. Feel the pressure against the bone. 9, 10. Now release your thumb quickly. Look closely at the skin immediately. Do not look away. If the skin springs back instantly, turns pink again, and looks smooth, you are likely okay. Your circulation is managing the load. But if your thumbprint remains there, looking like a dent in a stick of warm butter or a piece of memory foam, that is what doctors call pitting edema. That dent means fluid is trapped in the tissue. It means the water in your blood is leaking out of the veins and getting stuck in the sponge-like tissue of your lower body. Your circulation has stalled. The fluid has nowhere to go, so it sits there, waiting for a pump that isn't pulling hard enough. It is stagnant water. And just like stagnant water in a pond, it breeds problems. Let's talk about why this happens without any complicated medical textbook terms. You don't need a degree to understand plumbing. Think of your heart as a sump pump in the basement of a house. Your body is the house. Sending blood down to your feet is the easiest job in the world. Gravity does all the work. It's like pouring water down a slide. The heart pumps, gravity pulls, and the blood rushes to your toes with almost zero effort. But getting that blood back up to your chest, that is the hard part. It is an uphill battle against gravity, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your body has to push fluid 5 feet straight up, against the pull of the earth. To do this, your leg veins have tiny little one-way valves. Think of them like rungs on a ladder or little trapdoors. The blood gets pushed up past one valve, and the valve snaps shut to keep the blood from falling back down. Then it gets pushed to the next one. Snap. up again, snap. When the pump gets a little weak, maybe from age, maybe from high blood pressure, maybe from years of strain, or when those little valves get floppy and don't seal tight, the system fails. The blood gets halfway up the ladder, gets tired, and slips back down through the leaky trapdoor. The fluid backs up. It pools in the lowest point of the container, which is your ankles. That sock line isn't just skin deep, it is a water line. It shows you exactly how high the flood has risen in your basement. When you see that dent, it means your heart is working overtime and losing the battle against gravity. You need to help it, or the flood damage will spread to the foundation of your health. Now, your doctor probably told you to cut the salt. That is standard advice. It's the first thing they say. Watch your sodium. And yes, salt is a sponge. It holds water in your body. If you eat a bag of salty chips, you will puff up. That is biology. But there is one critical mistake people make. They throw away the salt shaker, they eat bland, tasteless boiled chicken, and they still have swollen ankles. They look at their feet and want to cry because they are doing everything right, and nothing is changing. Why? There is another white crystal in your kitchen that is actually worse than salt. It holds onto water more aggressively than sodium ever could. If you are still eating this, you can cut all the salt you want, and your ankles will still stay swollen. This ingredient hijacks your kidneys and forces them to hoard water. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, and it's going to shock you because nobody links it to swelling. But first, we need to manually pump that old stagnant fluid out of your legs before it damages your skin permanently. You have a backup system. Your body was designed with a fail-safe. We call the calf muscles the second heart. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is literal anatomy. The veins in your lower legs are buried deep inside the calf muscle, specifically a muscle called the soleus. Every time you take a step, every time that calf muscle squeezes or contracts, it clamps down on those deep veins. That pressure shoots blood back up toward your chest, like squeezing a tube of toothpaste from the bottom. It creates the mechanical force that your heart might be lacking. It acts as a manual pump. The problem is modern life. When you sit still, the second heart is asleep. It does nothing. The valves sit open. The fluid stagnates. If you sit in a chair for 4 hours, that blood is just sitting there, pooling, stretching out your veins, making those valves even weaker. You have to wake the muscle up. You have to manually operate the pump. A study from the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that even small amounts of inactivity can significantly reduce vascular function, but simple movements can restore it. You can do this right now, while you are reading this. While you are seated, keep your heels flat on the floor. Lift your toes as high as possible toward your shins. Feel the stretch in the front of the ankle. That is the first half of the pump. Then, drop your toes and lift your heels high, so you are on your tiptoes. Squeeze the calf hard at the top. Really flex it. Rock back and forth like this. Toes up, heels up. Toes up, heels up. Stop immediately if you feel sharp pain or cramping. Talk to your clinician if you have balance issues or a history of clots. If you are safe to proceed, do this 20 times. You are manually pumping the basement dry. You are doing the work gravity won't do. You are forcing those valves to open and shut. But there is a better way to do this if you are mobile. The calf raise is the gold standard. Stand behind your chair or near a wall for balance. Lift your heels off the ground until you are standing on your toes. Hold it for 2 seconds at the top. Squeeze the muscle, and then lower yourself slowly. That slow lower is important. Do 10 of these every single hour you are sitting. If you work at a desk or if you watch TV for long periods, set a timer. Every time the show goes to commercial, you stand up and pump the fluid out. This simple act gives you the stability to carry groceries up the stairs without a second thought. Let's go back to salt for a second, because this is where most people get completely tricked. This is where the frustration happens. You think you are being good. You buy the healthy turkey, you eat the cottage cheese because it's a diet food, you don't sprinkle salt on your eggs, you think you are winning. But you are being tricked. These foods are sodium bombs in disguise. The food industry knows that salt makes cheap food taste good and last longer on the shelf. They pump healthy foods full of preservatives. Sodium isn't just the white stuff in the shaker. It is sodium benzoate, monosodium glutamate, sodium nitrate. It is everywhere. A single slice of whole wheat bread can have as much salt as a handful of chips, but because it doesn't sting your tongue, you don't count it. Canned soup? That is basically salt water with a few vegetables floating in it. Even the low-sodium versions are often still way over your daily limit. Deli turkey is injected with a sodium solution to bulk it up so they can sell you water for the price of meat. Cottage cheese is one of the saltiest foods in the dairy aisle. When you eat these things, the sodium enters your bloodstream. Physics takes over. Where salt goes, water follows. The sodium pulls fluid out of your cells and locks it into your blood vessels and the spaces between your cells. It traps it under your ankle skin like a prison. You aren't failing your diet. The label is lying to you. If you have the sock line, you need to become a detective. You need to read the label on the back, not the marketing on the front. Look for the actual number. You want to stay under 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams a day if you have swelling. 1 cup of soup can have 1,000 milligrams. That's half your day in one bowl. Do not trust the healthy choice sticker. Trust the math. If you cut the processed food, the bread, the cold cuts, the canned goods, and eat real food that you cook yourself, you will see that fluid drain away in days. It feels like a betrayal because it is one, but now that you know, you can stop falling for it. Here is another trap that almost everyone falls into. You come home after that long day. Your feet hurt, your ankles are swollen and tight. You walk over to your favorite recliner, you pull the lever, and the footrest pops up. You lean back, it feels nice. It feels relaxing. You think, I am elevating my legs, I am draining the fluid. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but your recliner is lying to you. It feels good, but physics is strict. Physics does not care about your comfort. To drain fluid, your feet must be above your heart. Think about a water level. Think about a bucket of water. If you want to empty the bucket, you have to tip it over. On a standard recliner, your feet are usually level with your hips, or maybe slightly lower than your heart. The fluid just sits there. It is horizontal. It doesn't run uphill. You need gravity to work for you, not just stop working against you. In a recliner, the water stays in the bucket. You aren't draining anything. You are just pausing the swelling. You need to get aggressive with gravity. Lie flat on the couch or on your bed, take 3 or 4 pillows, not 1, 3 or 4, and stack them on the armrest or the foot of the bed. Put your legs up on that stack. Look at your body profile. Your feet need to be higher than your nose. If you can look down your body and see your toes above your eye level, you are doing it right. 30 minutes in this position does more for your circulation than 5 hours in a recliner. You are tipping the bucket so the water can pour out. You are using gravity to slide that blood back to your core where your kidneys can process it and pee it out. It might feel a little awkward at first, but when you stand up after 20 minutes and your ankles look like ankles again, you will understand the power of physics. Now, we need to talk about something that acts as the antidote to salt. This is the missing link for so many people. You are cutting salt, but you are forgetting to add the one mineral that balances your fluids. That mineral is potassium. Think of your body's cells like a nightclub. Sodium is the bouncer that stands outside the club, outside the cells, and holds water there. Potassium is the VIP that hangs out inside the club, inside the cells. You need a balance. If you have too much sodium and not enough potassium, the water gets stuck outside in your tissues, causing edema. But if you increase your potassium, it tells the kidneys to flush out the excess sodium. It relaxes the walls of your blood vessels. Most people are severely deficient in potassium. We need about 4,700 milligrams a day. Do you know how much the average person gets? Maybe 2,000. We think of your body's cells like a nightclub. Sodium is the bouncer that stands outside the club, outside the cells, and holds water there. Potassium is the VIP that hangs out inside the club, inside the cells. You need a balance. If you have too much sodium and not enough potassium, the water gets stuck outside in your tissues, causing edema. But if you increase your potassium, it tells the kidneys to flush out the excess sodium. It relaxes the walls of your blood vessels. Most people are severely deficient in potassium. We need about 4,700 milligrams a day. Do you know how much the average person gets? Maybe 2,000. We are running on empty. And no, a banana is not enough. A banana has maybe 400 milligrams and a lot of sugar. You would need to eat 12 bananas a day to hit your target, and that would be a disaster for your blood sugar. You need the powerhouses. Avocado. One avocado has almost 1,000 milligrams of potassium. Spinach, Swiss chard, salmon. These are the foods that drain the swamp. If you have the sock line, try to add a large salad with spinach and avocado to your lunch every day for a week. You are essentially giving your body the tool it needs to unlock the sodium prison and release the fluid. There is another paradox that confuses everyone. When you are swollen, you feel full of water. You feel heavy. So logically, you stop drinking water. You think, I am already full of fluid. Why would I add more? This is a massive mistake. When you are dehydrated, your body goes into panic mode. It thinks a drought is coming, so it produces a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone tells your kidneys, do not let a single drop of water leave this building. Your body hoards every ounce of fluid it has, storing it in your ankles and feet. To beat the swelling, you have to convince your body that the drought is over. You have to drink water. When you drink enough water, your body shuts off the vasopressin. It relaxes. It realizes it has a fresh supply coming in, so it feels safe to release the old, stagnant, salty water that has been sitting in your legs. It flushes the tank. Aim for clear, filtered water. If you struggle with the taste, add a squeeze of lemon. Lemon is a natural diuretic and helps the kidneys function, but do not stop drinking. If you stop drinking, you start swelling. It is counterintuitive, but it is the truth. Now, let's reveal that invisible water magnet I warned you about. The white crystal that is worse than salt, the one that makes your low-sodium diet fail, it's sugar. Specifically, refined sugar and processed flour. You might be thinking, what does sugar have to do with swollen ankles? Sugar makes you fat, not swollen. Here is the mechanism, and it is fascinatingly cruel. When you eat sugar, or things that turn into sugar fast, like white bread, pasta, or crackers, you can eat a perfect zero-salt diet, but if you are eating high-sugar foods, your insulin levels will prevent your body from shedding the excess fluid. It locks the exit door. This is why people who go on low-carb diets often lose 5 or 10 pounds of water weight in the first week. They drop their insulin levels, their kidneys finally get the all-clear signal, and they flush out all that trapped water. If you have pitting edema, the most powerful thing you can do is cut the sugar and the white flour. Cut the cake, and you drain the ankles. It is that direct. And it goes deeper than just insulin. High sugar leads to inflammation. Inflammation damages the lining of your blood vessels. When the lining is damaged, the vessels become leaky. They allow proteins and fluid to seep out into the surrounding tissue even easier. So sugar hits you with a double whammy. It locks the salt in your kidneys, and it punches holes in your blood vessels. If you are serious about getting rid of that sock line, try a 14-day challenge. No added sugar, no bread, no pasta. Just meat, vegetables, eggs, and healthy fats. You will be astounded at how much you pee in the first 3 days. That is not fat leaving your body. That is the swamp draining. There is one more mineral we have to touch on because it is the partner to potassium, magnesium. Magnesium is the relaxation mineral. It relaxes your muscles, it relaxes your mind, and crucially, it relaxes your blood vessels. When your blood vessels are tight and constricted, your heart has to pump harder and pressure builds up. High pressure forces fluid out into the tissues. By getting enough magnesium, you allow the vessels to dilate, to open up. This lowers the pressure and allows the blood to flow more easily back to the heart. It also helps with the muscle cramps that often come with edema. If you have swollen ankles and you wake up at night with Charlie horses in your calves, that is a classic sign of magnesium deficiency. You can get magnesium from pumpkin seeds, almonds, and dark chocolate, the real stuff, 85% cocoa or higher. Or you can take a high-quality supplement like magnesium glycinate. Avoid magnesium oxide. It is cheap and poorly absorbed. Glycinate is what you want. Most of the time, that sock line is a warning. It is a sign to move more, pump your cals, clean up your diet, and stop eating processed garbage. But you need to know the danger zone. There are red flags that mean this is not just aging or a bad diet, but a medical emergency. You need to know the difference between a wake-up call and a 911 call. Red flag number 1, asymmetry. Look at your legs. Is the swelling only in one leg? If one leg is huge, red, hot to the touch, and the other is normal, that is not fluid retention. That could be a blood clot, also known as a deep vein thrombosis, DVT. If you see this, do not rub it, do not massage it, do not do the calf pumps. If you massage a clot, you could break it loose and it could travel to your lungs. That is a pulmonary embolism and it is lethal. If one leg is swollen and hot, go to the ER immediately. Red flag number 2, the breath. Pay attention to your breathing. If you have the swelling in your ankles and you feel short of breath when you lie down flat, that is critical. If you have to prop yourself up with 3 pillows just to breathe at night because you feel like you are drowning when you lie flat, that is a classic sign of congestive heart failure. That means the fluid is backing up so high it is entering your lungs. You are literally drowning from the inside. Do not wait. Call your doctor immediately. Red flag number 3, the speed. Did the swelling happen overnight? Edema usually builds up slowly over months or years. If you woke up this morning and your legs suddenly look like tree trunks, that is an acute issue. That could be kidney failure or a medication reaction. Sudden onset equals sudden attention. Get it checked. Also, look at the skin itself. Is it weeping? Is clear fluid actually leaking out of the skin? This creates an open door for infection. Bacteria love that warm, wet, sugary fluid. If your legs are weeping, that means the fluid is backing up so high it is entering your lungs. You are literally drowning from the inside. Do not wait. Call your doctor immediately. Red flag number 3, the speed. Did the swelling happen overnight? Edema usually builds up slowly over months or years. If you woke up this morning and your legs suddenly look like tree trunks, that is an acute issue. That could be kidney failure or a medication reaction. Sudden onset equals sudden attention. Get it checked. Also, look at the skin itself. Is it weeping? Is clear fluid actually leaking out of the skin? This creates an open door for infection. Bacteria love that warm, wet, sugary fluid. If your legs are weeping, or if you see red streaks running up your shin, that is cellulitis. It is a serious infection that can spread to your blood. You need antibiotics fast. I want you to change your mindset. Don't be mad at the sock line. Don't be embarrassed by it. Don't try to hide it with longer pants. Thank it. That red indentation is a messenger. Your body is talking to you. It is telling you that the pump needs help. It is telling you that the filter is clogged with sugar and salt. It is giving you a chance to fix the problem before it becomes a crisis. You have the tools now. Check the indentation with the press test. Pump the calves to wake up the second heart. Watch the healthy labels for hidden salt. Tip the bucket with proper elevation. Load up on potassium and magnesium. And most importantly, watch the sugar intake to stop the kidneys from hoarding water. Keep the pump strong and the fluid will move. Your body wants to heal. You just have to get out of its way. Drop a comment below. Have you checked your ankles lately? Did you do the thumb test? Let me know what you found. Did the skin bounce back or did it pit? I read the comments and I want to know how you are doing. Check out our other great video about the sock line test, what deep indentations on your ankles reveal about your heart. Tap the card on your screen right now to watch it. It goes even deeper into the heart health side of things. I'll see you there.